Hey everyone, it's Skipper Mark, and today we are down in New Jersey at the Golden Nugget Casino. We're here for the Offshore Power Association boat race. Actually, they race tomorrow, but we're here because this is when they get the boats ready, they check them out, they put them in the water, take them for test rides, things like that. So we wanted to see that. The race actually happens along the boardwalk in front of the hotels in Atlantic City. We didn't want to see the race. We thought it'd be better to see the boats close up, so we came down today. We're just going to walk around the parking lot and check them out and see if anybody puts their boat in the water, because I know they're going to be loud, and we always like to hear loud motors running. So let's go and see what's happening here today. It's hard to tell how fast a boat can run just from looking at it on the outside. You have no idea what's been done to the engines. Some of the engines look to be stock, but they could really have been tweaked a lot on the inside and you would never know. One thing we noticed was the difference in boat types. Some were bigger and more of what you'd think of as a traditional offshore racer, and others were smaller and looked better suited to a calm lake. I hope that they did okay out on the ocean. Another thing we noticed was the locations of where everyone was from. Some boaters were local to the Northeast and even New Jersey, yet others came from as far away as Ohio, Michigan, and Florida. Not all the boats had their manufacturer's brand on them, but there were some that we were familiar with. Wright Powerboats was one, which is known for outboard-powered catamarans. Statement Marine is known for high-speed powerboats of different styles, and Phantom was a name I wasn't familiar with, but their boats looked really impressive. I'm sure there were other boat manufacturers represented, but since they didn't have their names on them, we had no idea what they were. I enjoyed seeing all the different tow vehicles, and they ranged from stock pickups to custom-made haulers. I also liked seeing the different campers that the crews had. Some of the crews had scooters and motorcycles, which I'm thinking were maybe used to quickly run out and get something that they needed at a store or drive around the pits. After a while, the crews started putting the boats in the water. A large crane with thousands of pounds of weight attached would lift the boats into the water, and then the crew would take off the straps, and a boat crew member or a worker for the crane company would take the straps off the crane. While the boat was being moved by the crane, a couple members of the crew would position the boat in the right direction using ropes that were attached. Once the boats were in the water, the crews would warm them up for a couple minutes and then take them out to the race course to test them out. There was only a couple docks available, so only 2 or 3 boats could launch at one time. Once the boats were done testing, they'd come back to the docks, and a crew member would park the empty trailer nearby, and then the crane would lift the boat out of the water and put it onto the trailer. Once it was on the trailer, they would drive to a nearby wash station to get all the salt water out of the engine and the hull. When a new boat was ready to launch, some crew members would get the boat ready while others would gather at the dock and do whatever they had to do down there. The crane crew would make sure no one was in a danger zone, and then they would lift the boat off the trailer while the crew members guided the boat into the water with their ropes. It was amazing how perfectly straight and precisely the boats were placed into the water. I've never been to the ballet, but it made me think that's how a carefully choreographed show would go. Once the boat was in the water, the crew would unhook the straps and help the driver and throttle operator get everything ready. And then they would head out and do their tests. For about an hour, several boats continued launching and heading out to practice. This boat was one of the loudest of any we heard. The boat had a note on it that said it was a North American champion and a course record holder. This boat is a 46-foot skater hull and is powered by 2 naturally aspirated V16 engines that are custom made from newer GM blocks. I'll provide a link below to an article that talks about the engines and how they are built. It's really interesting. I'm not sure exactly what happens during the race day. Do the boats just leave from the marina and immediately start racing once they get to the race course? Or is there a staging area where they wait until the event starts? Are the crew members able to drive over there and watch the race? I would like to have seen the race, but the hotels were insanely expensive. Some of them were over $800 a night, and we didn't want to head back home just to make the drive again the next day. We waited for a long time after the JBS boat launched, but no other boats went in after that, so we decided to call it a day and head over to the Boardwalk side of Atlantic City to see what was going on there. On our way through the casino, Nancy tried her luck with $5 at the slot machines, but she quickly lost it all. So that was it. I really wasn't sure what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to be like a NASCAR race where there were millions of people or what, but it's just a small event. Seems like a small group of friends basically that race all around the country. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see too many boats go in the water. Only maybe 5, I think, did total. There was a lot that didn't, that I wanted to see and hear, but the ones that we did get to see and hear were pretty nice. We don't really come down this way too much, but I do have a video that I'll link to up above that we took a couple years ago when we were here. We toured Atlantic City and a few other places. So if you have any questions about the area, please leave a message in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer as best I can. Thanks for watching and have a great day.